So again in the Sunshine in Road, I'm talking to John Clarke, and as you can see from the badge on his lapel, John is one of the Green Party candidates standing for the Frome North Unitary elections on May the 5th. John actually is already a county councillor, so he comes with a good few years experience at Somerset County Council. But now you're standing and you're prepared to take on the responsibility for another 5 years. That's a big commitment, John. How do you feel about that?
Well, firstly, can I just say thank you very much for inviting me to do this. It's very good of you. And it's real good to have the opportunity to say a bit about what we're standing for. I wanted to stand again here because I think it's a real opportunity in the new Unitary to work with local communities under the new Unitary arrangements, to actually help local communities move forward in terms of dealing with climate change matters, dealing with things like public transport, improved services. And I think Greens have a real opportunity here in terms of, at this moment in time, we believe that we can hold the balance of power. It's going to be a very close election, we've been told. There is no outright sort of perceived winner in this. So the Greens, having had a number of councils already across Somerset, we're standing over 50 candidates, and we're hoping to achieve more councillors for the new Unitary, and I want to be part of that. I think it can be an exciting time. Yes, there's a discussion about whether it should ever have happened because you had other priorities, particularly around climate change and COVID, but the reality is now we have got a new Somerset Council coming into place, and I want to be part of that, and I want to be part of working with local communities to achieve real change in their communities.
Thank you, John. I'm sure you've got a long list of policy issues you'd like to fight on. Would you like to pick out a couple of them just to tell people in Road about them?
A couple, yes, there's lots, isn't there? I think for me, as you may expect, climate change is a number one priority. We have to try and see how we can improve energy efficiency in homes and reduce our dependency on fossil fuels. So I would look at retrofitting housing and invest money in retrofitting those houses. Even some houses, and some people might not like this, but even listed properties could be looked at in terms of we have to move to protect those homes, but also make them more energy efficient. So one of my priorities would be trying to achieve funding to achieve that, more retrofitting of homes, but also building homes which are sustainable and energy efficient. So it's having solar panels, air source heat pumps. So actually, and if that's needed, we need to look at how we can achieve that with developers. My second point is, again, very much related to how we move forward in addressing climate change and reducing our dependency on fossil fuels. And one way to do that is EV vehicles, electric vehicles. I have an electric vehicle and I love my electric vehicle. It's really nice, it's lovely to drive, but the problem is charging it. So we need to build an infrastructure of local on-street charging points, and there is money available. Somerset County, I've been talking to them for 5 years about doing this. They've been very slow and they still haven't done it. They've got a policy, but we need to push those policies. We need to push action on these two objectives, retrofitting and EV charging infrastructure. Because if we don't do that, we can't expect people to buy electric. We have to have the infrastructure in place to do that.
Final point, we've had a very committed councillor in Councillor Linda Oliver, and we've similarly got a very committed district councillor in Councillor Barbie Lund.
Yeah, very much so.
They come to our Road Parish Council meetings. Are you going to be a good village councillor for Road as well as being the Frome North County Councillor if you're elected?
Well, the villages are part of Frome North, so my job, if you like to call it a job, or my priority is to engage with local communities, and that means talking to all parish councils, attending parish councils. I regularly attend Frome Town Council meetings. I think I'm well known in Frome in terms of the town council people, and they come to me with questions, and if we got links to highways, they got issues about highways, for example. I think it's about having good relationship with our communities, with their representatives, whether that's parish councillors or district councillors or county councillors, whoever they might be, and importantly, relationships with local people, because what we need is to engage with local people to hear what they think they need for their communities to improve their quality of life. whether that, as you say, better housing. Well, I said, you didn't say, did you? Better housing in places, more efficient housing, EV infrastructure, protection of green spaces. And we need to work with local communities. The Green Party is very strong on working with local communities. One of my big things as a councillor has always been to work with local groups. So in Frome, I've worked with the Market Wall Community Group, who have really tried to establish better community resources. I work with the town council, and I'm going to do the same. If I'm elected, which I hope I will be, and people put their trust in me, I will talk to local people. I won't disappear. I'll be here making my views known and representing all the people of Frome North. Not just Frome, the bit in Frome, but all the villages, because they have different needs. The isolation needs, the needs of young people who live in their villages in terms of public transport. We need to be talking to young people. We need to be talking to all the people who live in the villages and the towns about what they feel is the priority for them. And that's what I will try to achieve.
John, thank you very much. John is standing as a Green councillor in the May the 5th Unitary elections, and you'll be able to vote at Road Memorial Hall. Thank you very much.
Thank you.